Today I'm going to start talking about a very important concept in music called intervals. Intervals are defined as distance between two notes in music. Pretty cool, right? I mean, there's a distance, further distance or shorter distance. We're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to explain what that is to you, the names of the intervals. And for this video, most importantly, I'm going to show you how you can practice intervals in your piano practice so you can start feeling intervals under your fingers, in your hand. And that's really important part of learning to play the piano. For piano players, when we see music, we see these patterns of intervals. We know how far that is under our fingers when we see music. Even when we hear music, we can feel it, how far and how those distances feel under our fingers. It's a powerful thing, so we're gonna go into that. If you're a beginner pianist and you're looking for a course to lead you step by step and not only teach you some beautiful pieces to play right away, but really go into the concept of music so you can build your foundation very strong, please check out my course, Simple and Beautiful Piano for Adult Beginners. If you're a little bit beyond that, you're more at an intermediate level, and you're looking for a course, I am working on a course as we speak. So please go ahead and also sign up for the waiting list so I can let you know when this course is ready. So let's get started. Intervals, we're gonna use the keys only to talk about intervals today. From here to here is far, right? Large interval. From here to here is a small interval. That's just the basic concept of intervals. Now, today, we're only gonna really talk about intervals not more than an octave. Okay, an octave is a same letter name note next above or next below. So if, for example, this is C, this is octave above or octave below. So we're only gonna talk about the distances that exist between an octave. Interval names go like this: second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and octave, because oct stands for 8. But there's a little bit more to it. There's minor second, minor third, major third. For the fourth, we say perfect fourth. After that, we have something called tritone. Tritone has 2 extra names. It can be called augmented fourth or diminished fifth. Don't worry about it. That's just for your reference. Okay. And then we have perfect fifth. And then we have minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh. And then we have octave. Now that's a lot to try to remember, especially if you're just beginning. So the way you remember and learn your intervals is actually by learning your major scale first. I say this in every one of my videos. You have to learn your 5-finger scales first. So we're gonna use C, 5-finger scale. Okay. All the intervals that are in this scale is where you should start. So from here to the next note is major second. From here to a note higher is a major third. And from here to a note higher is called perfect fourth. So it's not major, it's perfect, it's kind of special. We'll talk about that later on. And then the next note, which your pinky should play, if you're using your right hand, is also called perfect, and it's a fifth, okay? So you can start feeling your intervals by doing this. And you want to just have a sense of that distance under your fingers. After that, we're going to go further. We're going to do major sixth. Now, major sixth is a whole step above your fifth note. In this case, it's just A. Okay, so you're gonna have to reach a little bit with your pinky, okay? And then the note after that is called major seventh. So you're gonna have to reach a little bit further. Back to your first note, your key note, and then you're gonna work on your octave. Let's practice this, feeling your intervals from second to an octave. So practice that a lot, okay? This is the beginning of understanding the distances. I explained earlier that these are all majors or perfect. There are minor intervals, but I would just start from here, because if you know your major second interval, you're gonna be able to find your minor second interval quite easily. Much easier than if you're trying to do it all at the same time. So as I emphasize in my course, I recommend that you try to practice this in every key. So for example, D, okay, D major. These are our notes, okay? So now we're gonna do our interval exercise. This is my perfect fourth. This is my perfect fifth. And then which note is it? It's a whole step above that note. So it's this one. And then another whole step above that, which is this note. And then we get the octave. One thing that might help you is to remember that the seventh note is just half step below the octave. Okay, let's try that in a key that starts on a black key. Okay, so let's say we're gonna start from F sharp. Okay, so we're gonna go. The sixth note is a whole step above, so whole step is half plus half. And then that's my octave, so half step below is that. So this is a really good practice that you can do in every key to learn to feel the intervals under your fingers. As you're doing this, another thing that you can do is to just hum it. Let's say we're gonna do it in G. La 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 la. Why? Because if you hum it, you're gonna do an ear training and you're gonna set yourself up to recognize those intervals, the distance between the notes when you hear music. So this is just an introduction on what intervals are and how to start practicing the intervals, to feel the intervals under your fingers as a beginning point. And I just oftentimes just recommend that start with your right hand, because our right hand happens to play a lot more melodies while our left hand plays more chords and bass lines. Yes, it's good to work on your left hand as well. But if your right hand really knows what it's doing really well, your left hand can also benefit from that when you're ready to work on it. Another thing you can do is I have a free boot camp course, 5-day course called Start Piano Today. And in that course, there's a piece that uses intervals. It's Handel's Passacaglia. Goes like this. So if you go through the boot camp, you're gonna learn this piece, learn this song, and there is a lesson about how to do that just with your right hand. So you can also work on feeling that interval with the right hand, and also a little more information on the technique you should be using when you're practicing these intervals. But that's it for today. We're going to continue to talk about intervals, both the reading as well as listening and hearing. So I will see you in my next video.